Hey, what's going on, guys? Double 18 Set Shadow here. So we have a lot to go through today with the first release weekend of Trick or Trick Lyrical Monasterio. So I will note before I start that if it does seem like I am a little off when I talk today, there have been some things going on, so I'm just not feeling as well as I used to. But with that, let's go ahead and get into today's Market Watch. So, starting with Lyrical Set 4 cards, we're going to start off with Gorgonized Sienna, which is one of the more highly anticipated, more popular cards to come out of this set. And as you can see, it's already short on listings as far as the triple rare goes. We're down to one copy at $6.94. No copies of the FFR have sold yet. They're starting at $99. And we've had LSRs sell around the 250, 260 mark right now. The base price available for that is 260 with 7 listings overall. And it's also the only version that will showcase Sienna's face, as the other versions have a trick-or-treat bag on top of her head. Then you've got one of the other more anticipated cards of this set, which is Lavrosos Charmot. I unfortunately don't know how to say that exactly, so I apologize if I said that wrong. But this card is, well, I would say it was one of the more anticipated cards as well. It isn't as popular as Sienna is. It's got 15 listings for the triple rare starting at $4, and no copies of the FFR have sold on this one either. It's at $92.50 right now. And if you want the LSR, this one is higher than Sienna is, $346.75 for the base listing, and it's already sold in the 350 plus range. This is one of the more popular competitive builds, at least from Japan, but now that we have the 50 card limit, that might change things in our overall format. Then we also have Shocking Candy Oris, which is our new critical trigger, vanilla of course. And it's starting off at 75 cents for its low, has 16 listings overall, and has been selling at 75 cents plus. The vast majority of quantity is at the bottom, so it'll be a while before that 75 cents can get overtaken by something higher. If it does, I could easily see this card go to $1 if it just gets bought out. And then Love Thy Cat Lisane, which is the heal trigger. This one isn't nearly as high right now. 25 cents has been the most recent sell, and we have a lot of copies at 25 cents right now, so we'll see where it goes from there. But then we do have a number of copies that go from 50 cents to 70 cents. So it really is just a matter of whether or not the low end ends up getting bought out at this point, which I feel like it could. The Halloween artwork might be a nice touch to a lot of decks. You've also got Sturdy Sweet Samil, who is the new perfect guard for this set. And of course, despite having so many different perfect guards, this one is starting off at $1 base and a market price of $164. However, the FR is currently out of stock with a market price of $475. And on the same topic of buyouts, we've also got the World Origin Perfect Guard Dreamy Cafe Reptless, which earlier today only had one copy at $10, but now it's completely out of stock, and the last few sales on this card were $10. Before that, it was available for $7, and rarely ever below that. So if you do need to pick up this card, well, hopefully more boxes will get cracked open over this next week, which should bring up some more copies, but I imagine players will try to sell them for higher. Then we've also got Planet Idol Pacifica, which is one of our encounters of this set. It's $1 right now at its base and 29 listings, so in no danger of sellout yet. Market price is $250 on that, so that's a drop off. The FFR is as low as 59 with 9 listings, and there's only one MSP available for $350 right now, and the market price is right there as well. Talking a bit about Cooling Heart Yuika, now that she's got her reprint from this set, which is currently at $16.50 for the base price. There are listings of the Festival Booster reprint that have dropped to $16 as well. The original Triple Rare is still $31, and then the FFR, of course, is still $450. But we are seeing listings drop on the special reprint, so I would imagine this card might just stay around the $15-$20 range. And the new version is low on listings already at 6 listings. So I would say, yeah, 15 at least seems to be the low point. I really don't know if that can get any lower than that. And one point out I want to make is on A Magician's Work Colby, which is Charmot support. The double rare of this one has 25 listings, around $3 to start off with, whereas the FR is at 6 listings and is $4 to start off. So if you do want to pick up the FR, it is $1 above the double R. So it's a matter of just how far down the double R can go. With 25 listings, it should go down. But then we'll have to see where the FR ends up going in comparison. Now, moving into some other items, let's go back through the 3 bosses of set 13, or the 3 main bosses from the trial decks. We're starting with Leonore and Vivius, which is still under $10. $7.69 is the base price, and the market price is $5.79. So it was really down there for a while, and it's managed to pick itself back up for its base listings. The FFR is starting at $115, and the secret rare is starting at $245 right now. So it's still cheaper in terms of its low rarity, but still up there when it comes to high rarity. Then, of course, we've got Youthberg Full Blast, which is $25 base for its triple rare, 20 listings overall, so that's still a lot to go through. And then you've got the FFR at almost $80. And the secret rare only has 1 copy available at $600 with a market price of $413.69. Youthberg is still pretty popular even with the altered format specs, so yeah, I think it's gonna stay up there for a little while. Then of course you've got Drejeweled Ignis, which is also quite a strong deck in the format, and it's also about as cheap as Vivace is. $8 right now for its triple rare, and $118.75 if you want to pick up the FFR. So essentially, a very good amount of its support cards are what make the deck expensive, whereas this one is just not as high. But it is interesting to see it stay this low in comparison to something like Full Blast, when it does have a lot of very expensive support cards. One thing I also want to note is that Elementaria Sanctitude is up in value for all of its copies. In general, it's $25 amongst all the variants that exist, including the reprint that comes out of the Orphis structure deck. And in terms of listings, the original one has 11, then the Orphis one has 2 listings, while the Full Art promo has 3 listings overall. Do remember that this can be played in premium format, so that also is a contributing factor to how this card can maintain its value. So until we get another more easily accessible reprint, this card will continue to stay at a pretty high level overall. From the last episode of Cardfight Vanguard, we got Night of Rendering Flash Carebrave featured in the episode. And price-wise, it's above its market price in every case right now. And interestingly, the Graham Grace copy, the common that you can get out of the Graham Grace version, is more expensive than the triple rare from set 7, which is weird. And if you take a look at the market prices, they're actually similar too. But the FFR is currently close to $24 base, whereas the other ones are $12.50 and almost $17 respectively. So it's not that big of a gap if you want to pick up the FFR right now. But if you want the alternate art, alternate name secret rare, Divine Knight of White Streak's Roomsguard, you're out of luck because that's out of stock and the current market price is about $35. So if you do want that version, you'll have to shop around. Going back into Lyrical, some other items besides set 4, we're going to take a look at Clear Shimmer Aura first because this card is running out of quantities across the board. The double rare from set 3 now only has one listing at $30. And the Festival Booster reprint is at $12.95, while the FR is currently at $35 base. So we could use some more listings on the market for this one. But if you need to pick it up, yeah, you're going to have to shop around a bit if you can't get more listings up here. Then you've got Snow Skip Palvi, which is the effect front trigger for Lyrical. It's out of stock from Festival Booster, and the original rare is now a $14 front with 2 listings right now. Market price is just over $7.50. And then you got the SP, which is currently holding at about $32. Market price is around that. And the LSR is $235, market price $201. Then we've got Baratoy, which is the draw trigger. This one has listings available on all of its copies, but they are high up there. A pretty solid $13.50 to $14 for its low end, where its market price is around $8. And then you've got the SP at $55 to start off, and then you've got LSRs available as low as $200, but only 2 listings on that front. But can't say the same for Edwig, who is not really getting the same kind of valuation that the others did, at least not on the low end. It's $5 if you want to pick up the rare or the festival reprint, but it's one of the more expensive SPs at $65 right now. And if you want the LSR for that one, there's only one listing at $240. It's an interesting dynamic, how the high end is more expensive than the other triggers right now, but the low end is cheaper. I don't really know what to say about that one outside of the fact that this is a critical trigger anyway, but yeah. And speaking of critical triggers for Lyrical, one other thing I want to point out is that the set 3 version of original style Elsuka is a little low on listings compared to the set 1 version, and is almost double the price for the base listing. 45 cents for set 3 and 22 cents for set 1. And if you want the holofoil, it's $139 base right now with 21 listings overall, so it's a pretty easy pickup at this point, but again, it is over $1. And then you've also got another card that's getting bought out, Sweet Sweet, an order card from Lyrical Set 2. It's currently $10 base for its triple rare with 2 listings left, and 1 listing left on the SP at $40 right now. And then just a little funny note for TCG Player is that Dearest Affinity Lizette somehow turned into a booster pack of Evenfall Onslaught. But this card is Petrarca support, where it counts itself as Petrarca if Petrarca actually searches for it from the top of the deck. In any case, this one is currently at $2 base with a market price of $6.56, but there are a number of copies that are available. Actually, there aren't. Only 4 copies overall that are under $6, and after that, it kind of holds around the $6 mark. So, if you want to pick this one up, I would pay attention, as it does seem to be making its way back up in value. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.